Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the WWE Elite Collection Series 90 Bronson Reed figure from Mattel. Badass wrestler who was the first non-American to win the NXT North American title and was unfortunately unceremoniously let go about 4 months later after that feat, which, again, WWE gonna WWE, I guess, but Bronson Reed lives on as Jonah in Impact and NJPW and just continues to kick ass, which is awesome to see. And this figure is actually pretty kick ass, so let's take a look at it. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, Mattel did a great job here, and aside from being a fan of Jonah as a wrestler, the first thing that really drew me to this was the Bam Bam Bigelow inspired ring gear, and not just Bam Bam inspired ring gear, but like my favorite Bam Bam ring gear, which is that like red, purple, black, and yellow gear, and it just looks great. The colors are super, super vibrant. As you can see, the like skull logo here, super, super clean. Just everything just pops on this figure. They really did this ring gear to complete justice, which is so good. Same thing with the tattoos, nice and crisp, and yeah, just you really love to see that. Not only that, face scan is just like dead on. It really comes to life. Overall, this figure just feels very real, and that's pretty cool to see. Proportions are great. Ring gear looks great. Again, colors pop. Just everything just great aesthetically about this figure. Accessories here are at a minimum, but they totally work. And jumping right into it, let's look into hands first, which is the main accessories. And right out of the box, we get these clawed kind of very open hands. Look very good. Sure, these have come with other elites as well. And then we get, stand there, the standard C-grip hands that we get with pretty much every Mattel wrestling figure, which again, always a good thing because you always know they'll be there. And then finally, we get the jacket, which is on the figure right out of the package, and still it has that skull and red, purple, black, and yellow design just coming onto it, and just the way it's cut and sewn just looks like the actual jacket that Jonah wore as Bronson Reed in NXT. So really, really good work. That's accessories. When it comes to articulation, as you can see, we got some pretty good range of motion and some decent balance. So let's break it down top to bottom as we do. So bring them back to neutral. The head, we have that double ball joint, the barbell joint, as we do have in all the Elite necks. So we can't really get any up just because of the hair sculpt back here, but we can get a little bit of down, and we can get a little bit of tilt, again, which is always welcome. We come to the shoulders, and we're getting like straight up Y pose, which is fantastic. We have bicep swivel. We have double jointed elbows, which are kind of hindered a little bit by the elbow pads, as they tend to be with wrestling figures. Then we get hinge and swivel at the wrist, all horizontal, of course. We have our standard ab crunch for the diaphragm, so we're coming about that far forward, about that far back. Then we have swivel at the waist. When it comes to the hips, we are in pretty much almost full split territory, which is fantastic. Then we have thigh swivel. We have double jointed knees, once again hindered just a slight bit by the knee pads, but those can be shifted up or down. We have boot swivel. I'm going to use the right leg here for the ankle because it's the only one that moves. And we got insane point. We got insane forward. And then of course, just a little bit of rocker back and forth. And that's articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here they are with some other wrestling figures. With some Hasbro. With some imports. With some monsters. Finally, with an Articulated Icons Oni, and yours truly in human form as an Articulated Icons Ninja. So my final thoughts on the WWE Elite 90 Bronson Reed figure from Mattel is that there's a badass figure, a badass wrestler. If you are a fan of Bronson Reed / Jonah, and or you're just collecting the Elite series, absolutely pick this up. It's a great figure. It's definitely fun, and yeah, as I think Jonah had addressed on Twitter, so someone had asked him whether he was seeing money from the figures. He said he hadn't seen it, and I know he was released before they changed the deals, so they weren't seeing a cut of merch. So I'm not sure how that's working, but regardless, if you want a Jonah figure, this is the way to do it right now until Impact starts getting figures, which I kind of hope happens at some point because they've got a great roster. But in any event, definitely pick this up if you are a fan. So that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining, and if you did, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and or sharing. And beyond that, I will have other ways to support the channel in the description as well. So please take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and most importantly, stay weird, simians.